So today, as the title says, I am talking about Comic-Con. This is one of two, maybe three, about Comic-Con and what I did there. And I just kind of want to go over what I did while I was there. I have a haul of all the stuff that I bought, but I want to talk about the panels that I went to and some of the footage that you guys see. Of course, there's me wandering around the artist gallery or hall or whatever it's called. I don't remember what it's called. Me and David spent most of Thursday doing that. Mostly went to see Team 4-Star that does DBZ or Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I do love DBZ. I love the manga. I love the TV show, of course. I grew up watching it. DBZ Abridged is poking fun at all of the flaws in Dragon Ball Z. And we really wanted to go, but we had trouble going up to Phoenix. My brother's AC went out. We had to stop a bunch of times. We just couldn't make it in time on Thursday, so we just wandered around and bought a crap ton of stuff, which you will see in my haul, which will be at the end of everything. The next day that Team 4-Star was there, the line was insane. They released an episode at Comic-Con, so we decided not to go see them. Instead, we went and saw Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars The Clone Wars panels, which I have no footage of. I don't have any footage of the amazing Star Wars lightsaber and light versus dark and Force users that we did. I didn't film any of the Star Wars things, not because I didn't want to. These ones I didn't know how it would be, like what exactly would go on. It wasn't really vlogging material. I didn't get to vlog the awesome lightsaber thing because my camera died. Nothing I could do. It was charging the whole time. Right when they had stopped with the awesome displays, my battery came back and they were just doing questions and it was so annoying. I also got to see Leonard Nimoy, a sort of honoring the passing of Leonard Nimoy. I grew up on Star Trek as well as Star Wars. My dad's one of those weirdos who likes both, and so I'm one of those weirdos who likes both. When Leonard Nimoy passed, he had been to Comic-Con. The first time I came, it was an amazing experience to hear his life story, just him as a human being and an actor. I really wanted to honor that, and my brother knew what I told him, and so he wanted to go, and so we made darn sure. We waited outside, and they hoped the panel would fill up, but it didn't, which a lot of us were kind of shocked. But it was really funny because me and my brother and these other guys behind us and to the side were the only people under the age of 30 who weren't dragged by their parents there, which was funny, but it was interesting to hear them talk about it. And also the coolest thing in that panel was they said the only reason Star Trek exists today beyond the first 3 seasons is the female fans. He said, I don't know where this whole geek girl not existing thing is, because Star Trek only exists because of the female fans of the original series. That's why the Next Gen happened. That's why Voyager happened, and Enterprise, and the movies. They exist because of female fans keeping it alive and writing to the companies, having Star Trek newsletters out way before the internet in the 60s and 70s. The female fans put it together. It was really cool to sit there, and one of the women who either subscribed to it or helped participate in it was there. To hear her talk about it, and a guy being like, settle down, girl geeks have always existed, and we need to stop pretending they don't exist. And they're not this brand new thing, they've always been there. Which was really, really an interesting topic. I also filmed a bunch of the 2 writer panels that I went to, world building, as well as breaking through writer's block. Different techniques, and hearing them talk about it was really cool. Melissa Marr, who wrote the Wicked Lovely series, was there also. I got everything that I own by her signed and personalized to me. That will be in my haul video. She was a load of fun. She was entertaining. I talked to them because I didn't have a problem with writer's block. I actually just learned to write through it. It's not easy, but that's what you have to do. And they talked about the different things, like sometimes something that you did previously doesn't work and it's blocked the rest of the story and you have to go back and fix it. I had to do that. Raven helped me, and it was just a very simple plot change, and suddenly the story came and I wrote 3 more chapters in a few weeks. And other times how to separate yourself. So I have some of that footage that I'll show you guys later on. I have have problems with editing. I have not been able to edit my book very well, and it's because I'm going about editing the wrong way. I'm editing the way I wrote, which was a linear way. I need to focus on the problem areas, and they helped me see that, and it was really cool. And also it was really sweet that they clapped for me. They had the whole audience give me a round of applause for finishing my novel when everyone else there was having trouble writing it. Marissa Meyer was a ton of fun to talk to. I couldn't vlog it because I was really up and close and personal. I didn't want to be hiding behind a camera the whole time that she's talking to me. I also learned that the Wicked Lovely manga, I mean to discuss this in the other video, but you'll hear it twice. So this Wicked Lovely manga series is out of print because Tokyo Pop is out of business. I didn't know that Tokyo Pop went out of business, which is a big deal. That's why there's no more a lot of manga. That's why there isn't any more 12 Kingdoms and Scrapped Princess. Both are Japanese novels to English novel translations. Tokyo Pop did that. That's why it's not in English anymore, because this company went out of business, and I'm really, really frustrated by it. So if you want to get these, go get them, because she hadn't seen a whole set in years. I made damn sure I got a hold of this set. So if you want the Desert Tales manga, not just the novel, then you need to do this. I would get both. They're slightly different. She edited some things and changed some things and changed perspectives and changed the ending in this. There's an epilogue that didn't exist in here. So there's a different ending, which was really kind of cool, and I love them both. So I have all of these signed as well. It was really funny. I think she was doing these. She was trying to remember, because each book she writes a little word thingy, because I got my whole series done by her all at the same time, and I'm so sorry to the people behind us, because Raven made me take her books too. She was trying to remember it, and then she remembered, and she said she had just done a release and she couldn't remember the blurb she was going to write in the book. She didn't have it written down. It wasn't on her, and she was just like, "Foo!" And the author to the right was like, "Well, that would be an interesting thing to put in your book." Foo! So it was a load of fun. The other authors who were there, I doubt you'll see this video, but thank you so much for answering my question. You're lifesavers. Thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. The world building was pretty interesting because I've only built one world so far. It was very nice. Marissa Meyer, again, super helpful. She was talking about how there isn't one way to go about writing anything, whether it's editing, whether it's writer's block, whether it's world building. It's hard to go about it. They had 2 more warnings. Don't let the world building get in the way of the writing. If you find that out, you can always put that in later, which I've done before. I've had to come back to a chapter a few weeks later or even a year or 2 later and had to fill in things and stuff. And that's okay to do. So don't let the world building get in the way of her writing. And then another thing that they talked about, which was hilarious, was there's Scribbler is this program that I never heard of. There's this pro Scribbler and against Scribbler, and it was really, really funny to see the banter. My brother just didn't want to leave me alone at all at Comic-Con. There were so many people. He was worried that some nerd boy was going to do something to me, and I talked about the horrors of how at San Diego Comic-Con someone was murdered last year. San Diego Comic-Con didn't really do a thing, but Phoenix ComiCon had all sorts of signs up, so he was with me the whole time. But he said one of the reasons it was so funny was the Scribbler versus non-Scribbler war between the authors. Like, one guy's like, "Why not Boston Melissa Mars? It's evil! It's evil! No!" It was so funny. I don't think I got that filmed because my camera is so heavy, and all the stuff that I felt I had to carry was weighing me down. Now I know better what to take and what not to take. I may look into getting a smaller camera for Comic-Con or just using my cell phone over and over. We also got to see Vic Mignogna, the voice of Edward Elric. We made darn sure to see him. We were right in the 2nd row, but they didn't give Vic a good mic, and so he was tethered and he could only talk to like 10 people, and it was really kind of sad. But he was a load of fun as usual. My brother filmed because my camera died. My camera died right before I could film that day. We had been charging it and it took the whole stinking day. Oh, it's so frustrating. So forget Vic's filmed. I had to use my brother's cell phone. I don't know how I'm gonna get that footage. I have to poke my brother and poke at his phone and see if I can get it off a mini SD card or something. So I want to show you guys that. I managed to get my brother into watching Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars The Clone Wars. That was really cool that he wants to watch it now. I didn't take very much footage other than that, and I didn't do a lot of pictures So normally when I go to Phoenix ComiCon, I take a crap ton of pictures of cosplayers. I didn't really feel all that comfortable because it was so big and there were so many people, and so I don't have any footage of that. And I'm sorry if you were hoping for it. I know my friends were who couldn't go, but I couldn't. I didn't do too much of the artist gallery or artist hall or whatever it's called because it was just hard. It wasn't as bad as the previous years where it was really cramped because they moved the signings into rooms. The place to take pictures, the open space for pictures and stuff, that wasn't down there anymore. It was in the Hall of Heroes. It was a little more widespread, but also this camera, I'm getting used to it. I don't know how well the footage looks yet. I haven't taken a look at it all. I have a lot of footage, y'all, so this is gonna be multiple videos. I didn't feel comfortable doing that. But yeah, that was my Comic-Con experience. Let's start with the footage that I have. Hopefully I can get to you guys the Vic Mignogna panel. My brother was a trooper. He actually filmed 30 solid minutes by himself instead of me holding it. But I filled up his space on his cell phone. Stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next video. Me and Edward say bye! Team 4-star. Wanted to say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's wrong. I think, maybe. I'm not quite certain how I'm gonna do this. Settle down. Sorry, it's really hot. Marissa Meyer. That's not her name. Melissa Marr. Here we go. This is signed by her too. Get it up. Breaking it. Oh, I did it. Oops. Marissa Meyer. Melissa Marr and Marissa Meyer. Oh, I get them mixed up.